I've realized that with this person in my life that just was the right fit for me, you can have the two passions coexist, and they actually fuel each other. Somehow there's been this dynamic shift with Travis because it's shocking how many similarities we have towards our jobs and how we view them and how we view each other.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are really giving us a rom-com season we did not ask for but absolutely deserve. First up, Taylor quietly popped up at Travis's high school football reunion, proving she can do nostalgia just as well as stadiums. Then, things shift gears as insiders hint Taylor may be finally eyeing a much-needed break while juggling nonstop work and wedding plans. And then it's family time, with Kylie Kelce opening up about game day moments shared with Taylor.
It was also super exciting to get to see friends and family that were there because the girls were so excited to get to watch a game with all of them.
And finally, Taylor sends fans spiraling again with a surprise Travis-filled video announcement that melted the internet.
All aboard! Everyone hands.
If you thought Taylor Swift only showed up when there were flashing lights, luxury suites, and a million Swifties tracking her every move like it's a global scavenger hunt, think again. This time the pop queen quietly pulled up to something way more low-key. No rhinestones required. She was spotted tagging along to Travis Kelce's high school football reunion, and honestly it felt like one of those wait is this real life moments where fame takes a backseat and nostalgia grabs the wheel. The reunion took place at Villa Angeles St. Joseph High School, where Kelce's football journey originally kicked off long before he became an NFL cheat code. Back then, there were no Super Bowl rings, no touchdown dances breaking the internet, and definitely no paparazzi lurking behind bleachers. It was just a bunch of guys, shoulder pads, dreams bigger than their playbooks, and a future Hall of Famer who hadn't figured out yet that he'd one day be dating the biggest pop star on the planet. Kelce showed up to reconnect with former teammates and coaches, and sources say it turned into one of those wholesome full-circle moments that hits you right in the feelings. Old photos were taken, stories were swapped, and memories flew around faster than a Chiefs no-look pass. The school's football community made it clear they were bursting with pride, with insiders noting how they felt completely validated watching Kelce live out the future they always believed he had in him. Anyone who ever doubted him apparently has been very publicly silenced by reality. For Kelce, the reunion wasn't just about nostalgia or flexing his success. It gave him space to reflect on the mentors and relationships that shaped him before the fame, the pressure, and the endless hot takes. His former coach Jeff Rotsky was reportedly glowing with pride, celebrating not just Kelce's championships and stats, but the way he's grown as a person. Basically, football dad energy at its finest. And then there was Taylor. No dramatic entrance, no main character moment, no stealing the show. She was there but in the background, blending in like a regular supportive fiancé who just happens to have broken every streaming record known to mankind. Photos circulating online showed her standing casually among family and friends, and she was intentionally keeping it chill. The vibe was very much "this isn't about me," which, coming from someone whose mere presence can cause traffic jams, is kind of iconic. Swift seemed genuinely happy letting Kelce have his moment, quietly supporting him as he revisited his roots. No cheering from the stands, no camera zooming in, just a shared moment built on history and gratitude. That quiet, supportive energy rolls straight into what's happening next, because after showing up for Travis in the most ride-or-die way possible, Taylor Swift is now apparently staring at her calendar like it personally betrayed her. The woman has been running on vibes, fumes, and probably iced coffee for months, and even for someone whose brand is built on outworking the universe, the pace is starting to feel like a bit much. Between nonstop music projects, endless promo runs, and public appearances that require her to look effortlessly iconic at all times, sources suggest she's finally hit that I need a nap and possibly a long cry phase. Apparently, Taylor has been in full work mode for so long that even she's surprised she hasn't turned into a walking to-do list. She's laser-focused on her commitments, operating at maximum capacity like a high-performance machine that forgot machines also need maintenance. This wasn't just a busy season, it was a marathon disguised as a sprint, and it's left her both physically and mentally wiped. For someone known for thriving under pressure and casually redefining productivity, this stretch has reportedly been intense, even by her own overachiever standards. On top of that, there's the tiny detail of planning a wedding with Travis Kelce, which for most people is already a full-time job without also being one of the most famous humans alive. Taylor is increasingly feeling the pull to slow things down and carve out space for her personal life, especially now that wedding planning is no longer a distant someday concept, but an actual thing happening in real time. Think spreadsheets, guest lists, and decisions that somehow matter more than album track orders. Her packed schedule has meant she hasn't been seeing Travis as much as either of them would probably like, not in a dramatic doom and gloom way, but in the very real two wildly busy people with opposite travel schedules sense. Between stadiums, studios, flights, and obligations that don't care about romance, time together has reportedly been limited. This isn't about relationship trouble, just logistics being extremely rude. And while fans might be tempted to read exhaustion as emotional distress, that's not the case here. Taylor's tired because she's been doing the absolute most, not because anything is wrong behind the scenes. Apparently, when she says she's exhausted, she means capital E exhausted, the kind that no amount of cute outfits or adrenaline can fix. She's well aware that burning out helps no one, least of all her, and that recognition alone is pushing her to consider hitting pause. What that pause looks like is still up in the air. It could mean fewer public appearances, pushing certain projects down the timeline, or simply stepping back long enough to reset her energy levels. Nothing dramatic, just a strategic regrouping so she can come back refreshed instead of running on empty. The idea isn't disappearing forever, but choosing balance over burnout, which honestly might be her most rebellious era yet. While Taylor is juggling rest and real life, she's also fully stepping into the Kelce family chaos in the most wholesome way possible. This time, the spotlight shifts to Arrowhead Stadium, where Travis Kelce's family rolls in deep, and yes, Taylor is right there in the mix like she's been part of the group chat forever. Kylie Kelce showed up with Jason and their kids, turning game day into a full-blown family field trip, snacks, noise, tiny humans everywhere, the whole deal. This was a first-time moment for the Kelce kids, who finally got to see Uncle Travis play at Arrowhead, and apparently that alone made the whole thing feel special, even if football itself wasn't exactly their passion project. Kylie later reflected on how meaningful it was to watch the girls experience that environment, surrounded by family, energy, and a stadium that basically vibrates when people yell. It was less about the score and more about memories being unlocked in real time.
Actually got to go and see him play at Arrowhead, which is his home stadium and has been for his entire NFL career. So that was a really cool moment. It was also super exciting to get to see friends and family that were there because the girls were so excited to get to watch a game with all of them.
And let's be honest, the kids were not there for stats, strategy, or defensive schemes. The girls are famously not football fans and will actively protest if a game appears on TV at home. Apparently yelling is their love language, and once they realized that screaming at the stadium was not only allowed but encouraged, they were suddenly invested. That realization alone reportedly changed the entire experience for them.
They are not that interested in football, to be quite honest with you. They actually yell at us anytime we try and put football on the TV and only get on board after a little while of realizing that they can freely yell.
Meanwhile, baby Finn was apparently the chillest one there, sleeping peacefully through all the chaos like a true legend who fears nothing.
Finny slept for like an hour and a half there, so she's a real one. She actually slept through all of the screaming and cheering, which is hilarious to me. There were a couple people who were like, oh, that's power to her for sleeping.
Insiders couldn't help but notice how naturally Taylor blended into the family setup. Photos floating around showed her high-fiving, cheering, and hanging out with the kids like it was the most normal thing in the world. The girls clearly adored her, treating her like their cool aunt who somehow knows all the words to every song and still gets hyped over foam fingers. It wasn't staged or flashy, just easy and genuine, the kind of vibe you can't fake even if you're a global superstar. That cozy family game day vibe slides right into a full-on internet brace-yourself moment because Taylor then popped back into the spotlight with a surprise Travis Kelce video that sent fans into immediate meltdown mode. She casually dropped behind-the-scenes footage from episodes 3 and 4 of the End of an Era docu-series on Instagram, like it was no big deal, while the rest of the world collectively forgot how to breathe. The clip pulls back the curtain on her Eras Tour chaos, specifically highlighting Travis's now iconic appearance during the London show in June 2024, which apparently still lives rent-free in everyone's minds. The footage's peak soft launch meets power couple energy. Taylor is seen leaning in and planting a sweet kiss on Travis's cheek, a move so casual yet devastating. that Swifties immediately spiraled.
All aboard! Put your hands.
First of all, if you ever would have told me that, like, the most meaningful relationship I would ever have.
The PDA wasn't flashy or overproduced, just genuine, comfortable, and dangerously adorable. This moment perfectly captured how naturally Travis fit into Taylor's touring world, like he accidentally wandered into pop history and decided to stay. The clip also features Taylor's mom, Andrea, who insiders say highlighted how much joy Travis brings not just to Taylor, but to fans watching this love story unfold in real time.
Travis Kelce, he brings a lot of happiness.
It's very approved by mom, which, let's be honest, is the ultimate green flag. Taylor herself also reflected on how loud the crowd reaction was during that London moment, with sources pointing out that even after countless shows, this one hit a different level of chaos. Apparently the screams reached a new decibel tier. Episodes 3 and 4 of the docuseries, featuring Travis and Sabrina Carpenter, are set to stream on Disney Plus starting December 19th, which means fans are already clearing schedules and emotionally preparing. The timing feels intentional, especially since Taylor and Travis first crossed into couple territory during the Eras Tour era itself. Their engagement announcement back in August only added fuel to the fire, and now, with whispers about a 2026 wedding floating around, this video feels like a warm-up act for whatever headline comes next. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.